So shut up, stop talking, cease and desist. There's a good girl. Go, 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 go.
Moisturize me.
It's Regan, and joined once again by my fabulous co-host Pete.
What's up?
Happy New Year! Welcome back to and Never Ever Eat Pears,
Never.
the second, I suppose, Doctor Who rewatch podcast. For those who don't know, this show's creation was inspired by another Doctor Who rewatch podcast called Still Got Legs. And I put a message to them because they've almost caught up with us now. They're into the Dalek, and I'm not sure where they'll be when this episode comes out, but around that kind of time in Capaldi's run. And I put in a message, and they were kind enough to read it out and give us a little shout out, which was lovely.
Was really cute.
I got a bit starstruck because these guys I've listened to for well over a year now, and it's amazing.
It was a really nice little shout out as well. They were very kind back.
Yes, they were. Nice. But we are continuing on our Capaldi run with season 9. I keep on getting this wrong.
Yeah, season 9. Season 9, episode
3. Well, if you don't count the prologue and
4. Yeah, is it 3 and 4?
3 and 4, yeah. And this one being Under the Lake, written by Toby Whitehouse.
Yes.
And I have written down character names.
Hey, look at us.
But it won't mean that I won't be referring to them as
Mole Man
and, Dickhead and, and things
various
like that.
other bits.
There will be variations of character names just for ease, but there are character names noted here. I think we're on the same kind of page with this, but to have all the ingredients for a banquet and then just to throw them at the wall and not do...
It's literally a table flip, isn't it? Look at this wonderful thing. Poof.
There are good elements to it, as I suppose there are with... I don't think there's ever been a Doctor Who episode where there hasn't been good elements to it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever watched a Doctor Who episode and gone, every single part of that was crap.
Yeah.
but this one, it's got so many lovely things.
But So I think...
It's like... do you watch Friends?
Yeah, okay.
It's like the trifle that Rachel tries to make.
For those who aren't in the know, Rachel, who I suppose is a bit of a ditzy character by nature, she's got this, I think it's her mother's trifle book or something. It's
like her mother's
family heirloom.
Or something.
And the pages have got stuck together for this trifle recipe, so she's reading it off because the rest of the crew are looking at it like, what the fuck is
what
this
are we
abomination?
Eating?
And it's clearly, I think it's what... trifle and a shepherd's pie recipe.
Yeah.
Of course, Joey's
just eating it.
Like, I like
it's
it.
All
Beef good, custard good.
It's like that.
Yeah. So before we get into the Ronto steak Star Wars reference there, or the meat of the episode, if you will, nice. There are a few points that I wanted to kind of make what was lacking or what could have been a better... I'm not saying that I'm the best writer at all, but for me at least, what this could have been a better episode and what could have done that. One thing that I think was lacking was what I hoped would be quite a claustrophobic setting. So kind of like what we spoke about a few weeks ago with those who do cave diving underwater.
Yeah.
I never got that sense of claustrophobia. Even the tunnels were quite spacious.
I continually forgot that we were under a lake.
Yeah.
Even though that's what the episode's called. I completely forgot. It was just a space station.
Yeah.
Even if there was the occasional leak. I don't even remember if there is, but
no, there's
I don't remember any occasional leaks.
There's a full on water let in scene.
Yeah.
But there's no drippage or anything. And it's weird because it sometimes feels like the components of this base were built at different times. Like the main reception lounge feels nice and crisp, same as the area where the ship is.
Yeah.
But then all these tunnels, they're grimy and
grim.
Yeah. So
it makes no sense.
But there's still no drippage.
No drippage.
Like there's a bit of that. I don't know if there's a scientific name for it, but that lovely effect where there's water coming through above and you get the reflection on the floor.
Yeah, that's pretty. But I know what you mean. I wanted to feel like, oh god, I'm going to drown at any point.
Yeah,
but I didn't.
Now I raised this to you outside of the podcast, but going back on this as a concept for this episode, if this was say a water base on a water planet, that would make it far more of a scary setting.
Yeah.
I won't talk about the rest of my ideas because it kind of ruins the reveals later on, but I hopefully will remember to get back to that. And if not, editing Alex will
Remember.
please throw that in there. But we are in the future where I was about to say I can't wait to get to that point where it's another Doctor Who episode where it's now in the past. Won't be the case because it's the year 2119.
Yeah.
And we're in Scotland.
We are in Scotland.
In an underwater little village.
Yeah, like
thingy.
a flooded valley, isn't it?
Yeah.
Effectively.
But it's a mining facility that we're automatically introducing. Now, this is something else that could have been liquid gold for this episode, because if you remember a reference that I made when we were doing our Torchwood Christmas special, there's a certain actor, that was within at least the latter end of that series that's now in this episode. However, very briefly, is our Colonel guy.
Yeah, Colonel guy is back. Yeah.
If I know it would have been a niche reference, but if this had been slightly less in the future,
yeah,
he could have just been playing the same character because he was just the same character.
Yeah,
There was no variation in his performance
No.
at all. He was just the same guy.
Yeah. He was just Colonel Man. I don't know if he was a colonel in this one, but he was definitely the boss.
Yeah.
And
Or at least the army presence.
Yeah,
For
sure.
this base. So you get him kind of doing some narration that they found a craft and they bought it on board.
Yeah, they found what do they call it? Stasis chamber or something? I can't remember.
Well, no, because the stasis chamber's what's missing from the ship.
Oh, that's of course, yeah.
But so
It's
they
just the craft there, isn't it?
Yeah, they've just got the skeleton of the craft, and he's the first one to walk onto it, and you get that kind of shot of the inside of his eye, and then the reflection
of the runes. Are we calling them runes?
Yeah, we'll call them runes. The etchings upon the wall.
Yeah, the markings.
And I think we then get our so I said I'd written down the names.
Boy.
So Morven is the colonel guy, and then we get Pritchard. No, that's Star Trek.
That's
Pritchard. There we go.
Pritchard.
Who is our for want of a better word, not industrial dickhead, but the one who's like all about industry. And
he is. He's our industrial dickhead.
Yeah. He walks onto the ship and he doesn't back off and hit a control or something.
Yeah, he hit something
that activates the ship's engine.
Yeah.
And Morven sees Cass, the character who's deaf and uses sign language.
Yeah.
In the way, so he heroically shoves her to one side and gets absolutely
obliterated. Yeah.
I must say this is the cleanest baking I've ever seen, because at no point do you see, and it's not beyond Doctor Who to show a pile of ash.
You literally see nothing. There's
No,
nothing there.
he's
gone.
There's never even a point where the Doctor's or anyone's running around, they'll be like, oh no, better not trudge through
Stand on him.
Morven.
Yeah. He's just gone.
He's just gone.
Vanished.
And I think this is what causes Pritchard to kind of lunge back, because he sees something in the corner. He sees no, it's not Pritchard who sees it. It's one of the others.
Yeah.
But one of them
sees
a
ghosty boy
in the corner.
Yeah. He looks like a mole.
Yeah, we'll get to that. And
haven't they at some point realised that there's another something missing? So we've got the stasis chamber missing, and also
we got a stasis
energy. Something.
I think
missing,
we don't
capsule?
get that until the Doctor walks in and he does all of his stuff.
and
No,
fro.
I don't know about you, but these two episodes, I've watched them 3 times. I cannot get a handle on them
what
at all.
happens when.
Okay, I'm so glad in a way that we're on the same page. I was hoping to rely on you, Pete. To
Oh,
be
no,
honest.
don't
But
do that.
no. But at the same time, I'm glad in a way that it wasn't just me not being able to take it in. We
I
do our
remember
best.
how this episode ends.
Yeah, I'm hoping that this is more a testament. Not a testament, not really in a positive way, but it's a reflection of the quality of this story, that we cannot get a handle on what happens when.
I just lose track. I think it doesn't help as well that where you are just in a base as well, and with a not so strong storyline, you do lose it. If
Yeah.
it's a base, because obviously you've got no differentiation in your surroundings, so
There's no,
it's hard to keep track. in
unlike
that
every
regards.
other episode, there's no like this, and this. It feels like you say, it feels like it's just start and end. There's bits in the middle, obviously, but
That
it's
happen.
difficult to
I'm like,
tell where they were.
happens?
I'm hoping that my notes may help.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, so we've got the TARDIS isn't happy, and
As per usual.
our TARDIS will get us to the plot one
Yeah.
way or the other.
Yeah.
What happened to Clara on the planet with the two-headed creatures? Because she, well, I don't know. Because apparently she left all her dignity there and her
Apparently
sunglasses.
so. Yeah. I don't want to know.
No, Big Finish, I'm sorry. Yes, in a 5-part episode with the Eighth Doctor and Jackie Tyler. So I love, we get more chaotic Doctor because they land on this base and they're walking around and making deductions. The Doctor makes his main deduction on how long it's been since the crew left the main lounge area by very violently sticking his finger in a cup of tea. Like, it's not even delicate, it's like straight in there with purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think there's a knife that's like dislodged itself in the
In
wall.
in the wall. Yeah.
Now, okay, it's weird because knowing so much that I do about nautical history and piratical times and stuff like that, back then they were so superstitious. Like, you couldn't whistle on deck because it would potentially cook up a storm and things like that. This seems like asking for trouble in your lounge area on an aquatic base to paint a depiction of what I can only assume to be Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Like-
Literally, bad.
Why are you? That's in bad taste. Anything else?
Yeah.
Just some nice tangs or
a
something.
unicorn, even.
Yeah.
Something very unrelated to the ocean, maybe.
But no, probably the scariest thing right next to the Kraken.
yes. We'll go
Depicted
with
on the wall.
that.
Horrific
Ridiculous.
choices. Okay, I'm going to talk about this now because I'm scared that I'm going to forget it, and we may lose it because I think this is when the episode or next episode picks up. Did you notice anything odd about this base's crew in terms of the quantity of people and what's certain things that are in this lounge area?
There seems to just be a bit few.
True, but in I suppose in complete, not in reflection, the opposite of that, but to some of the things that are in the lounge area. Specifically, there's like a buffet table.
Oh, eh?
And they've got, at least from what you see from this particular shot, 3 giant troughs of food just open to the elements.
I hadn't even.
There's
clocked
no
that.
reason why, even if they were under a cover, why there should be that much food just out and about for
Like 6 people.
6 people.
Yeah.
No. And we know that no one else has died because
Yeah, because we haven't got any more ghosts.
when we first see the crew, this is the crew at their full strength.
Yeah. No one seems to be like, oh, he's gone. He's gone.
You know,
no.
like that guy,
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
the 30 other people
Yeah,
that would warrant a
that's
buffet
literally-
table.
Literally, I don't even think they give any reason for how many of them there are.
No.
Do they? No.
No, but I suppose for what they're doing, they don't need such a large crew. I mean, remember back to the Hungry Earth where you're
Yeah.
like drilling into the earth. There were 3 people there.
Literally, yeah, just 3 of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe mining in the future requires more calorie intake, and they need more food.
We missed the bit of the episode where everyone on the base sits down for 3 hours to just intake this humongous meal.
Feast. I
Um,
had not even clocked that.
yeah, it's probably very like irrelevant, but it just stuck out to me.
But it does seem weird, though, doesn't it? Because
Yeah.
all that would have cost. You know, it's random prop that
Yeah.
isn't used for anything.
No, there's no scene where everyone's eating, so it seems odd that they just needed to.
be there,
Well, I
yeah.
suppose, but
You'd just have, like, I don't know, a packet of food out or something. I don't know.
well, I can, in a way, I'd like to think in my head canon that it would. This is the result of 2 different people who didn't talk to each other. So one, the exterior set designer who made this lounge way too big,
Yeah.
and then someone who the poor bastard had to fill it.
Yeah, because, oh my God.
You missed the bit where they were planning to put like running machines in there and everything
A
else.
whole gym in the corner.
Yeah. So the Doctor continues down a corridor and he encounters 2 of the ghosts.
Yes.
We've got
Molly Man
yeah, and
General Man.
yes.
See,
We've already lost it. It's already gone.
because we don't know. To be fair, we don't know Moldy Man's name yet.
No, we don't. No, that's fair. But we do know
We do know
Moren.
Moran.
I only
don't
remember
know.
it because it sounds like meringue. So Mole Man and meringue. We're doing it again.
Well, why?
Yeah.
Why go off what we normally do?
Yeah, I know. This is the formula. Let's just keep to it. Are in a corridor, and I think they're like crouched down.
Yeah, they're looking at something, aren't they?
And Doctor and Clara,
They don't realise they're ghosts to start off with, do
No.
they? And they ask them what they're up to.
and they stand up. And I think the
turn around.
Doctor was like, "Oh, I didn't expect that. Who put your hand up if you expected that?"
Yeah.
Um,
And they've got no eyes at this point, haven't they? They've got
Yes.
those big black holes, which I quite like
yes.
as a design.
Except-
I do like it.
It's weird. There are points, and I don't know if it's consistent with all the ghosts, but there are certain points where you can see, like,
That they've got their eyes shut.
no. It's not that. It's that you can see kind of sort of into the head, and then sometimes there's like a bit of, I don't know if it's the neck or something that shows through the eye hole.
Oh, weird.
So I don't know, but I think it would have been far more effective if it was just kind of like a black layer of skin or something. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't
A
hollow.
hole. Yeah.
But yeah, there's just occasion where you can see that this is meant to be like a hollow head kind of.
Head vibe. Yeah.
Um,
I think they're pretty cool.
so Clara, understandably, is hesitant about these
Yeah. She's like,
these apparitions, and the Doctor's like, no, they just want to kind of give us a good old sniff. So they wander up, and I think they just kind of saunter off because then the Doctor.
yeah, they just kind of don't get right up close to them, and then just kind
We
of.
have missed a step because we've done this.
Have we?
No, we haven't. Sorry, it was what I was talking about earlier. So after this, they then go to the room with the ship.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes, yeah. And that's when the Doctor determines that there is a stasis chamber missing, and then insert fusion coil, big old
Yeah.
battery bullshit in the ground.
Energy
Yeah.
thing.
That's missing from the ground as well.
Battery.
Yeah.
Don't you say? Let's say battery. Yeah.
And we get another repeat effect of both the Doctor and Clara's eye reflecting the.
Does Clara?
I think she does. Yeah.
I thought the doctor. I can't remember. I thought the doctor told them not to go in.
No, they both go in.
They both go in.
Yeah, I think they both go in.
Fair.
And both Moley and Meringue turn up again.
Yes.
And
Is this at the point where Meringue
yeah,
takes an axe?
Now.
Okay.
Well, no. Upon that point, okay, I can understand because it's super sinister, especially just for whatever reason. These 2 episodes, Meringue just drags this axe around. It's very sinister. It's like Pyramid Head. It's
awesome.
It's a cool effect. But why in the fuck is there an axe on this base? What would you use it for? Why is it there? Also, why is there a harpoon gun there when we know that this water presumably is from a Scottish loch? Are they scared of Nessie? Is that why that's there? Why is there a fucking harpoon gun there?
I don't know, actually. Again, not something that I'd even thought about when I watched it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't answer that for you.
No, neither can I. I love the kind of ramifications, like why there would be an axe there and
Nessie. I'm going with Nessie.
what, even the axe?
Yeah.
Oh, so once you've speared Nessie
Once
with the
you
spear
speared
gun,
Nessie, you can hack her head
you gotta cut her up. you gotta fill those giant troughs of food with something.
I don't know. I'm going to go with fire.
Okay, what?
I don't know. It's normally like if you see a firefighter, he's got an axe.
Yes, but isn't that usually for breaking a window? This seems like the one place you don't want to do that.
Maybe I don't know. I'm just trying to help the prop guy.
Again, this poor prop guy's got to like.
But right, you want them to have a really sinister weapon. What can I
You didn't
do?
see the
What
other
can I
wall where there was a
do?
fucking AK-47 strapped to the wall. Yeah, so
I don't know. Would you need? It's not the kind of mining that requires a handheld axe.
no,
Is it?
And it's the wrong kind of axe.
It's the wrong kind of axe for anything, except for hacking Nessie up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's our headcanon. Okay, so fuck's sake. So obviously, like anyone would be, Clara and the Doctor realise that they're in danger.
We're in a
so
bit of trouble. Yeah,
they scamper away and run towards a door where I think it was one of the crewmen.
Yeah. Are we being
members-
beckoned?
Yeah, beckon the men. and they discover this is something known as a Faraday cage,
Yes,
which is able to keep the ghosts out
because plot.
because plot. I think they do.
They explain that they're made of some sort of electrical
Something
signal,
along
and
those
they
lines.
can't
And
get
the
in.
reason why the Faraday cage is there in the first place is because some of the equipment that they use has fucking atomic power or some shit.
Yeah, something loosely
Yeah.
allowing a Faraday cage to exist.
Eh.
Yeah.
So we discover, like we said, that the ghosts can't go into the Faraday cage, and we get introduced to the rest of the crew. So
we
we
do.
have Cass, who is only able to communicate via sign language. We have, I think I've written that as Lun. I hope it's Lun.
I think it's Lun. Yeah.
Cool. It wasn't just autocorrect.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Lun.
We have Morven, who's the Doctor's kind of fangirl.
Oh yeah.
We have Bennett, and then we have Pritchard, who's
Pritchard.
the dickhead.
Yeah, dickhead man. Yeah.
And they're kind of already arguing over who's in charge, and Pritchard says, "Oh, we're here because of the oil that we found."
Yeah.
Now, I know if they did this, then plot wouldn't happen. But we've already established that the day and night sequences can be controlled to a certain degree.
Yes.
Why, once you discover that the day and night sequences either encourage or discourage the ghosts, why would you not fucking put it on
Put it on
daytime
day forever.
forever? Also, upon that point, they say that the day and night sequences are there because the daylight can't reach the base. Did
Yep.
you see that dam?
Yep.
That is not that high. There's no way. I can understand being underwater.
There is no
and shit.
way.
There's no way that daylight isn't getting down to them.
No.
That's ridiculous.
It's unless
You're not at the bottom of the Mariana Trench.
unless at some point in the future
The sun is weaker.
the
The
sun,
sun,
is
gets
weaker
smaller.
and the water is thicker. I don't know.
It's water's like syrup.
Yeah, it's very like you forget again
Yeah.
because we haven't seen how deep it is yet, have we? We haven't seen the.
We haven't seen this yet, no. But I suppose just to raise this point now, because I
Yeah.
think I'll forget it. that
Yeah, because I'll be
it's-
fuming about it later.
Yeah.
It's. Yeah, it's plot, isn't it? But it is.
And
like,
why
just
do you
keep
need a
it at
day and
daytime.
night? Why do you need a day and night sequencer anyway? Just have a clock on the wall and know when to go
Literally
to
just
bed.
have a clock on the wall, turn the lights out when you go to bed.
Yeah. We don't see the work. From what I've seen of this work, it doesn't look all that labour intensive.
No one's doing anything. I know that they've got ghosts.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
things
yeah.
would be difficult to carry
Yeah.
on with, but
But
just go to bed when
Yeah.
you feel like it.
yeah,
I don't know, because even people with jet lag take a relatively short amount of time to get used to the day and night again. So like literally, when you finished your job, come back up to the surface, go back to normal life, and just get on with it.
no, Pete, because we're missing a very important bit of plot that clearly was said during the episode. That in the year 2103, watches were outlawed. So now you need a giant
You need a
voice
day
in the
cycle.
ceiling to tell you when day and
Nighttime.
night is happening. You
Daytime.
essentially need the less creepy version of the sun from fucking
Yeah.
not Tweenies. Oh no! What is
Teletubbies,
it?
Teletubbies.
Teletubbies?
Yeah.
Yes. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Plot points,
day,
plot holes.
daytime comes around and the
Yeah.
ghosts fuck off.
But also, I just love that they don't let Clara and the Doctor know. They're just like, oh, we can go out now. They're so nonchalant about it. You're like, let's
Yeah.
not explain to the
So they've
newcomers.
clearly had days worth of time where they've worked all of this out
Yeah.
and haven't, like I say, taken whatever mechanical element makes it nighttime and just destroyed that shit and made it just
Yeah.
permanently day.
But also, it's nighttime. Okay,
Mm.
so why is the Faraday cage not full of beds? Or
Yeah, why have they not?
blankets and
Or
bedrolls? Why are they
nibbles?
just standing there?
There's no way I wouldn't have immediately put a circular tub of cheeselets in that fucking Faraday cage.
If you're all going to have to spend the night cycle in a Faraday cage, get some blankets.
Yeah.
Get a bucket.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
You didn't see the bit where Doctor and Clara walked in, you could hear like loud splashing.
Yeah, you're like, oh,
Oh,
and they're holding
Christ.
their noses.
Yeah.
No, it's, yeah.
Well, I mean, we don't know whether the day or night cycles aren't slightly shorter. Well, I mean, we do hear that they shouldn't be as short as they are later in the episode where things start to go awry.
Yeah.
But they could be slightly shorter. Like, isn't it studied that adults only need like 6 hours worth of sleep or some shit like that?
Still, I want a blanket.
Oh, yeah. Like, why are these wankers standing for 6 hours?
Weird. It's weird.
So, like I alluded to earlier, we do get that one of the Morven is a Doctor fangirl and knows a fair bit about. I think she compliments him for his work on something or other.
Yeah, she's a unit girl, isn't she? Yeah.
So we go back to, I think, what's some kind of control room, and the Doctor's listing off some ideas on what's going on. But he gets really kind of giddy about ghosts and stuff.
And
to which then Clara has to reel him in and be like, you know,
"Oi,
you need your
get
cue
your cards out." I
Now,
love the cue cards.
Yes, but did you read them all?
I did at the time, but I can't remember.
Okay.
What
do
was
you
said.
do you remember one of them that gives a good old reference?
No.
No, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head because. Oh yeah, okay. It says, "I'm really sorry. I know you don't live in Aberdeen." Card, of course, to Sarah Jane.
I do remember that. Yeah. Oh God, I love it. And also a nice little heart back to where he dropped Clara off in the wrong place at the beginning of series 8.
Yeah.
It's just genius.
So,
I mean, he's dropped multiple people off in the wrong places, but yeah, the Aberdeen one, I was like, absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
But just a slight point on that. Admittedly, it's been a long time since I've seen the clip, but when the Doctor drops Sarah off and she's in Aberdeen, isn't there just a golden retriever that's just waiting for Sarah Jane and she like walks off with it?
I think there might be.
Why is that dog there?
I don't know.
Does she just steal someone's
She's
dog?
just like, yeah, okay, mate, come on in.
That's the
He's
least I
clearly
could do.
been abandoned, so he needs somebody to look after him. That's
So it wasn't a mistake. The Doctor saw that there was
maybe the doctor
doggo
was like, oh, doggo needs help. There you go.
It's unfortunate that Sarah took him straight to the pound lane.
Yeah. Like, bye, mate.
I've got a robot dog. I'm
Yeah, I don't care.
fine.
But yeah, I enjoy the card he reads out. So what is it?
Yeah.
Sorry for your loss. I will do everything I can to save the life of your friend / family member / pet. And then looks at him like he's done a really good job, and he's like, "Yeah."
Wasn't that stellar? So
Stellar.
we get a little bit of lore dump for Clara that apparently she had an argument with Gandhi
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah. Again,
I don't know
really
why
random.
Clara's taking beef with Gandhi.
Well, he's from all accounts possibly not a very nice man.
Oh, okay. Don't know that much about Gandhi, so I'll take your word on that one.
Yeah, not particularly nice with women.
Oh, not
Yeah,
great.
not
Fair.
great.
Okay, well
Yeah.
then, yeah, good on you, Clara.
Yeah.
So this is where the episode starts to fall apart for me, so I'm really starting to try and get to
We're ready.
we're in it. So the Doctor's saying like that he needs it to be put back on night mode because he wants to capture one of the ghosts.
Wants to capture a ghost.
Yeah. And I think the race of the first ghost is briefly talked about.
Tivolian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I was never needing to see David Williams race back again.
No, I mean they're written by the same person. So the person,
really?
what are the name? Toby Whitehouse.
Whitehouse, yeah.
Yeah, they wrote God Complex. So I think they were just like, oh yeah, I like this guy. Let's put it back in.
Oh no.
But then I suppose it does kind of make sense when we find out who's supposedly missing in the casket.
Yeah. But
Enslaver,
my later
enslaved
argument would be
race.
that whole part of the plot doesn't need to exist.
It doesn't, but
No.
if it's going to be there, then
Yeah.
bring back your cowardly enslaver racing. No, enslavees. I
Yeah,
suppose.
they're not doing any
No,
slavery.
they're like, yeah, cool, lovely. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think that they need. Yeah, it doesn't. They didn't need to be Mole Man race. Mole Man race didn't need to come to Earth
No.
and bury this person, this thing.
Um,
To be honest, it's completely stupid.
So we do get a moment where the Doctor has to run back to the TARDIS because the cloister bell's going off.
Yes, they are.
and we get a very fun kind of de-escalation of that moment where he just puts on the handbrake.
Yeah.
Now, as much as I love that, it does kind of change a little bit of lore from Matt's era, where
Yes.
River was saying that the only reason why the TARDIS makes the sound in the first place is because of the handbrake.
Because of the handbrake, yeah.
I know it's a wishy-washy bit that doesn't matter all that much.
Well, well, she's saying that the is the noise of the handbrake, isn't it? So, I don't know, maybe when it lands, it takes the handbrake off so it's ready to go?
Well, I suppose you do sometimes see the Doctor like pull a lever back when it lands. I suppose
Yeah.
that might be him taking the handbrake off.
That's what I'm going with.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Law
Re-established
saved.
law from us. I think it's all just silly. And do we trust River anyway? Some
like
of
to
the stuff
think-
she said, I love her to pieces, and I would trust her with my life, but also
Yeah.
she bullshits.
Well, I would trust later River with my life. I don't think I trust.
New River, no.
Well, when I.
Like, when she's newly River.
Yeah, when she's just regenerated.
No. No. In her killing Hitler phase, no thank you.
No, not great. So I think they put the plan. No, I think perhaps we get a death first before they put the plan into place. Doesn't matter. We'll
I
do
think
the death.
we do, yeah.
Yeah. So corporate guy has heard, and when the Doctor's talking about this power source that's missing from the ship, he's like, automatically, "Ooh, that must cost a bunch. I mean, ooh, that must be powerful."
Yes.
To which dollar signs like Scrooge McDuck
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah,
come
yeah,
up
yeah.
in his eyes, and he intends to go out and find it.
Yes.
And comes back and clearly hasn't. Now, if I'm speaking to the world here, not just to you, Pete. If you have any colleague who stands at a door slightly out of sight, completely in shadow, and doesn't move, and they think that an acceptable way to come to you and like establish a conversation, they can fuck off. Like that terrific.
I want to
behaviour.
see people's faces.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Like, you don't have to come right up to the glass, but just don't be in shadow.
No.
Because clearly this guy thinks that's something that people do. So when he sees a shadowy figure, he's like, oh, is that someone else?
So-and-so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No. Stupid.
And it isn't. It's Meringue. And
It's Meringue with his friendly axe.
but he ain't using the axe.
He ain't using
because-
the axe.
Now, I've immediately realised there might be a plot hole here.
Another one?
I know. Okay, so he's just taken off his helmet.
Yes.
Why doesn't he just put it back on?
Because he's stupid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I
So the ghosts bring in the water from, I guess, the airlock.
They do indeed, yeah.
And the next shot, I think, is Clara and some of the others back in the giant lounge. And they see, let's call him Prickard, or supposedly in the corner.
Supposedly in the corner.
But that illusion is broken by a little thump thump that happens on the window to their right, because we see Prickard again
Floating away.
floating away.
It's quite depressing.
Oh yeah, not great.
No. Not quite as depressing as I think, like, the best, like, floaty away.
Oh, I think I
death
know which
scene
one
is
you're
it
gonna-
Satan Pit.
Yeah,
Yeah. What's the Satan Pit?
It
wasn't
was, yeah,
that one.
Satan Pit.
I can never remember if it was that one or the Beast Below or whatever the second part was called.
it was the first
The
part.
first part. That's not called the Satan Pit, is it?
Is it not?
It's a double there, isn't it? And I can never remember the other
It
one's
is.
name. It's the Satan Pit and something else. Either way, that same floaty away death scene.
Yeah,
I
but
was
the
like,
problem is that we
"Oh,
care about this young lass.
We care
whereas-
about her so much, and then they have to shut. I don't know which is worse. I don't think I'd be able to shut the ceiling, but then I don't think I could
No.
let myself watch her go. Oh, awful. But then also, I felt really sad for In the Wild Blue Yonder when they did that reveal.
Oh yeah,
Oh my god!
and to later find out that she did that deliberately.
I know.
Horrific.
Prickard, don't
Yeah.
care.
I was pushing those buttons with him.
Yeah, go.
Yeah. So what? Our boy's gone for a swim, and
He's gone.
and we find out that that this is a ghost. Now,
Yeah.
when they first see Picard, when he's got his back to them, he looks solid. It's weird that then, as soon as he starts to turn around, he then becomes all ghosty. I'd like to think from that distance they wouldn't be able to tell regardless, so they didn't need to have him be solid.
Yeah.
It's a weird nitpick with visual effect stuff, but I think he could have always been kind of
Yeah, but I wonder if then we're like going for, because people have assumed the crew and Clara have assumed it's him, haven't they? So
Yeah.
would
But
your eyes play trick on you and be like, yeah, that's him?
Oh, okay. So maybe what we're seeing is more
It's
their
kind
perspective.
of more what their perspective.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Again,
okay.
trying to save it.
Yeah. Don't know why you're doing this. We've already established we don't like the episode.
I'm trying to save it.
It's admirable what you're doing. Okay. So
Yeah.
I can't remember if it's in this scene or not, but I'm going to attack it now anyway. Picard goes to pick up a chair
Yes.
as a weapon.
Yes.
Now, I don't know about you, but the axe and the spear gun, perfectly adequate weapons. A chair like this, if you were to hit someone with it, the back support would shatter immediately.
Yeah.
And I know that for a fact because we had 6 of these bastard chairs in the last place that I lived at, and they were shattered just because one of my my ex-roommate's partner sat back on them slightly too hard and shattered the back of it.
It was not its best.
No.
Maybe it's alluding to the fact that he was an idiot.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Stop it, Pete.
Also, he's in a kitchen, right? He's in the kitchen
Yeah,
at this point.
supposedly there's
Take the knife out of the wall.
Yeah, any of the cutlery.
Any of the cutlery in the drawers. But I suppose that's less threatening, a ghost going to a cupboard and going... I did a great mime of opening the drawer and
Yes.
picking out a bit of cutlery just then, rather than just dragging a chair. I don't know.
Odd decision.
Odd decision, but we go back. Have we seen the ghosts' mouths moving yet?
I don't think we have yet because I think
That
that's
this
part of the
episode or
Doctor's
next
plan.
Right. Oh, of
So
course.
I don't know in which sequence this happens, but this is what we're attacking next.
Yeah,
So
yeah. We don't see that until they're...
Everyone
Yeah.
does a bit of a run around, and the ghosts separate, but then all come back together, and they manage to trap all of them into the Faraday
Faraday
So we've got
cage,
3 ghosties in the Faraday cage.
Yeah. By the logic that they couldn't get in, they now can't get out.
Yes.
Yep.
And the Doctor can see that they're miming.
Moving their mouths, like chanting something,
Yes.
which is when we get Cass involved, don't we? Because she can read lips,
Yeah.
and she tells them what they're saying.
So, do you remember what they're saying?
It's something like the temple, the light, the something. Oh, Christ.
The dark, the sword, the forsaken, the temple.
Oh, see? Kind of. I got the temple right. Yeah, and then the opposite of dark.
Well,
Yeah.
there is a little bit that we glazed over because we get a message to say that there's a submarine inbound that is being called as part of a rescue crew.
Yes.
And the
And the
Doctor
Doctor says...
terminates it
Yeah, it
because
says-
none of them made the call.
No, yeah. No one
And-
knows who did that.
He deduces that the ghosts want more people.
More
here.
casualties, more people. Because he's decided that this might be a beacon, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he's saying the more casualties they get, the stronger the beacon's going to be.
Yeah.
And we don't know what they're trying to call or do. Yeah. Yeah.
The ghosts are great. They're just trying to get more people for that buffet.
They're like, we've seen all this wasted food,
Yeah,
man.
you know.
We're calling in a party.
Someone's got to eat it.
So we've got, what, 3 ghosts trapped now?
Yes, but just before that, there is something that I want to tackle. So we get names. We get, I think it's Bennett, go and actually call the ghost.
Bennett is Glasses boy, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. So we get Bennett who calls the ghost because they're all in. I think they're all in the lounge area.
Yes.
The ghosts are immediately made less sinister by the fact that there's one standing on the ceiling and there's one standing perfectly like
Oh, yeah,
just diagonally on the wall.
Yeah. They're
it's
like,
a-
let's remind everybody that these are ghosts.
Yeah, but in a really comedic way,
Yeah,
which isn't
yeah.
sinister at all.
It's ridiculous.
I can understand like the slightly submerged in the wall, that's fine, but then to have them like standing sideways,
Yeah, like maybe half a shoulder in the wall or something. I don't know.
something that we never see again, because it would be quite sinister if one was like walking towards them at the same speed but on the ceiling.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But we never see it again. It's just a weird visual and I don't think they crop them properly because one looks really short.
Yeah. It's just really weird. It's like they've just got bored waiting in the lounge. They're like, oh, let's see what ghosty powers we have. Oh, shit, look, I can walk on the ceiling.
Yeah, so they deduce the things that they're saying, and the Doctor's trying to then work out what that all means. There's some bullshit about Orion's belt and the sword on his belt.
Yeah,
and he gets
because
them
he
to hold
decided
up
that
a
they're
load of planets.
coordinates from that.
Yeah, very wishy-washy, and that
Wishy-washy,
Earth
timey-wimey,
is the
yeah.
coordinate or
Yeah.
some shit. I do like the Doctor's line saying that surely just being with me makes you clever by osmosis.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think he also deduced as in this moment that the cleverest one is Cass in the room.
Yes.
But he still says that any kind of interaction with this crew is like pulling teeth.
Yeah, he's hating life right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
and Clara's like, be nice.
yeah, so they also find the I can't remember what causes them to look for this, but they do find the stasis or the stasis animation chamber thing, because they send out a drone or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, is it just the fact that the Doctor's like, it's all linked to this vessel you found, we need to find the missing element?
Again, I watched this 3 times, twice today,
Can't remember
and I can't
why.
fucking remember why they did this.
I think it's something to do with maybe. Does he say maybe these coordinates are talking about the stasis chamber? I think he's decided
Sure.
that that's what it is. Yeah,
Why not? So
I think that's right.
so they send out a drone and they find the stasis pod and they bring it in.
Yeah. Again, plot point. Mm-hmm. If Picard wanted this extra,
Why didn't he
bit of
send
thingy-
that thing?
Why didn't he send that thing? Why did he put himself in danger to go
Maybe
for a swim?
maybe because when they I'm doing a you now. maybe maybe because when they deploy that bit of kit, you get the lady's voice on the announcer, big plot arm deployed or some shit,
Maybe. Yeah.
but not man has left
Man
base.
has left base. Count your chickens, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Anyway, so they bring it on board.
They bring it back.
And I think the Doctor at this point deduces that he has to go back before the flood.
To find out where this is come from.
Yeah.
Because he's do they assume that something's in there now? Did you say it's active?
Something along those lines.
And yeah, because then doesn't he say tells people to like leave it alone, doesn't he?
I have no memory
I
of this
can't
scene.
remember.
It's fine. So
Sorry, everyone.
No, it's all good. So yeah, they bring this thing on board, and
Yeah.
the Doctor is saying like he's going to go off, and he takes Fangirl and
Bennett.
Bennett, sure,
Bennett? Yeah.
Barrett, Bennett, whatever.
I think it's Bennett and
Vomit Boy.
yeah, because she's like, I'm going with you, obviously.
Yeah.
And then he's got a little crush, so he's like, okay, I'll come to you.
Okay. We'll tackle this more next episode.
Okay.
But if it's apparent that he's got a crush on her, it's not apparent at any point that there is a crush with 2 other people in this team.
There is not.
I'm glad that you agree
Yep.
with me on this.
It
Thank
is
you.
such a forced moment, but
Yeah.
we'll talk about that later.
We will, yeah. So
And also,
yeah. No. Go on. We need something to fill out the episode.
why doesn't the Doctor just take Clara?
Yeah.
Why
Why is Clara staying?
I don't know.
Wait. Has Clara been?
Oh, are we
They've been
trapped?
separated.
Yeah, oh.
There's all that shit that's happened. So the ghosts have opened a portion of the base.
How?
Buttons.
In the Faraday cage? Or have they been separated before the Faraday cage? Or have they escaped the Faraday cage?
No, because it's a certain other ghost that lets them out of the Faraday cage. It isn't until this next episode.
Did we get separated before this then?
Possibly. Don't know.
God.
No, I think because the separation happens towards the end of the episode, so I can't really remember why or how.
I don't know.
Base opens window for some reason, and water starts to pour in.
Yeah.
Side point, there's all of this water pouring in looks great, apart from the last shot of it pouring in, which is a shot down the corridor and just this very crudely green screen like splash that
Yep.
comes in. It looks fucking awful.
I do enjoy Capaldi's like very Doctor-esque spin in the corridor though. At
Now-
this point, there's a bit of wet and it's just like
There's-
spin. When you think he broke his knee or something.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask. Yeah, this was what I was going to ask. That was that.
Because he fucked his knees,
That
didn't
was
he?
that. 'Cause
That was
can't-
that.
I was looking for it, and I was trying to work out which episode it was. And I
I'm
just
pretty
couldn't
sure
find
it's that spin, and he
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, my knees," which is apparently something that every single Doctor in this new era
Yeah.
has said. yeah, it fucks your knees. That classic run down the corridor, spin and turn around. It's like, oh. And obviously, you know, Capaldi being of the older persuasion, poor bugger, fucked his knees. I think the first time he met Matt Smith was on crutches going, I've just had some reconstruction on my knees. This job's going to kill you.
Bless him.
But yeah, no, I love it. It looks fucking cool.
It does look very cool.
Take the brunt of your knees, man.
Also, the Doctor does like a full-on Indiana Jones style like dive
Yes,
through a
he
closing
does.
door.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
Leader of this base, and I can't remember who. I think it's Morvan.
Moran.
No. Morang's dead.
Morang's dead.
Morvan, the Doctor Who fangirl.
I thought Cass was second in command.
Okay, well, it's up to debate within the team itself who fucking is in charge. But anyway, she's like doing some technical stuff, and she says so slowly, 30 seconds until like the base floods or whatever.
Yeah.
She should have been like saying that quicker, and they should have already been running.
Yep.
She don't wait until you finish the thing you're saying. Just like run.
Yeah,
and
That's all you need to tell people is you need to run.
But as a result of her bullshit, we do get some separation between Clara and the Doctor.
Yeah, and then they have this bit where they're at the portal and they're looking at each other like.
Now, did you get a slight callback to a previous episode of a certain spiky-haired Doctor's run? From dialogue alone. Well, dialogue and setup of this particular scene.
Oh God, which one was it? Which bit was it?
Do you want reminding?
Yeah.
It was 42.
Yes.
When the Doctor's yelling after Martha, "I will save you."
I will save you.
Which obviously is very different, but it's a very different chemistry and setup and stuff that the Doctor and Clara have.
Yeah.
But exactly the same
That's
dialogue.
it,
I
wasn't
will
it?
save you. I don't know if it was intentional, but that was
It's
what
gotta
kind of
be, isn't
came
it?
to mind, at least for me.
Yeah.
Porthole, you know.
Yeah. It's got to be. Oh God, yeah.
So the Doctor goes off to the TARDIS. I think someone asked him, "How do you do that?" And he says, "Very, very well."
Very, very well.
Which he doesn't, because he constantly fucks it up.
Does he fuck it up or does the TARDIS fuck it up for him?
I think it's a joint fuck up.
They're both as bad as each other.
We already know that the TARDIS telepathic circuits are outrageously accurate.
Yes.
You could use those all the
all the time. It'd be fine.
And
Doctor's like, no, thank you.
No, I'll just flick some levers and monologue a bit.
Yeah, I'll just,
that's how I'll get there.
drive this
He is an agent of chaos.
6-person ship on my own.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And
Chaotic goodness.
and Clara and I think it's Cass and Lun go back into the dining hall.
They do.
And
Hungry, probably. Hungry, probably.
Yeah, for that huge fucking dinner that's waiting for them. And I think it's Clara spots that there's something shimmering in the waters.
Something shimmery in the water.
There's a shimmery boy, but
There's
it's
a shimmery
not.
pasty
It's not
boy.
Mole Boy. It's not Meringue. It's not Dickhead. It's someone else. As they turn around, it turns out it's our very own
Doctor.
12th Doctor.
And he's chanting something.
Yeah, he is, and that is where the episode
That
ends.
is where we end. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, when I watched it. And then, like, for a millisecond, then I was like, it's Doctor Who. Of course he's not dead.
Yeah, there's a whole season left,
Literally.
and presumably a run that they want to do after.
Yeah,
this, surely.
it's literally one of the only problems with
Yeah.
cliffhangers like that. I say one of the, one of the problems of cliffhangers like that is that you know full well he's not dead.
Well, on that point, and I know that it'll probably be some time until we tackle this episode in its entirety, but looking at things like, I can't remember the name of the episode, but where the Doctor gets shot by the astronaut, the 11th Doctor.
Si, senor, yes.
And obviously in that moment, you're like, this can't be right. You're kind of living in the disbelief that Amy and Rory and River are going through.
Yeah.
But then when you meet the Doctor, it's however many hundreds of years prior to that within his timeline.
Yeah.
What did you think at that point? Because then you're like, oh, I am actually living in the possibility that actually could be his
happen.
death. That could actually be it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I was just, again, like, no, absolutely
No,
not.
it can't be.
It can't be right.
There's got to be some way out of
There's
it.
got to be something. Yeah. But I think that's kind of one of the nice things, though, is that, like, you know it can't be real, and you can't wait to find out how he done it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how is he going to not be dead? Because he's not going to be dead. So how is he going to do it? And then just playing that guessing game. That's what I like.
Now, I was hoping that we'd talk about this before we actually hit record, and then I completely forgot about it.
Oh.
Doing our own kind of like silly cunt
Silly cunt of the week.
Silly cunt of the week moment. I am going to write a jingle of some kind that will
Excellent.
be in there, whether it'll be like Doctor Who extracts or whatever. Hopefully it will have played in this episode to lead up to this. So you would have heard it, and I'm sorry
Hey.
if it's up. Stop now. There's rudeness to come.
What do they think they're doing?
A ham-fisted bun vendor.
He's an unimaginative plodder.
Apart from losing the master and the missile, you're doing very well, Brigadier.
I helped you devise a less idiotic plan of attack of all the idiotic suggestions.
You're an idiot.
You will bring a terrible retribution upon yourselves if you persist.
Shut up, you silly old fool!
You would dare to harm the great wizard Queequeg.
Charming.
Yeah, they're round the twist, if you ask me.
Hopefully it's even more cursed than the intro. Pete, do you have a silly cunt of and also I put this right at the end because I know we've got some young listeners, so I should say well, I've already ruined it.
You have a little bit. We say the C word.
Maybe I'll put it in the musical bit, like
Maybe, yeah.
there'll be an insert from me being like,
Young listeners, turn off your
disclaimers,
ears.
yeah.
Oh, there are so many. It's probably pretty hard, isn't it?
Yeah. What is it because of the fact that he goes outside
Yeah. He's a
without
money grabbing
using
little
our
shit,
little
doesn't he?
our little drone, and also doesn't put his helmet back on before he gets flooded?
Yeah.
Cool.
He's a stupid little shit.
Okay.
And a money grabbing little bastard.
Mine's the catering staff. For allowing this
Yes.
to happen. Surely they'd walk in and be like, actually, no.
Maybe we should save some of this.
Maybe we'll leave one trough and take it for everyone else. Not to leave 3 giant troughs full of food just here.
Again, maybe in 100 years' time, it's like self-preserved food, and you can just be like, yeah, that can stay there forever, and I'll just picky.
But why is it still out to the elements? Surely you'd put that in a drawer or something.
Maybe it's got a force field around it.
Force field around the catering pod, but not around the fucking base.
I don't know. It's just a bad thing.
I put a force field around the axe. Just so it never works.
Catering staff and Picard, yeah.
Yeah.
There are silly cunts of the week.
Thank you very much for listening to... I was about to say Still Got Legs. That's not
That's
our
not
show.
us!
But we love them. And Never Ever Eat Pears. Don't do it. And I have been joined once again by my wonderful co-host, Pete.
Hell yeah.
If you have comments, we'd love to hear them. Only put them on YouTube because I don't know how to access the Spotify ones. We do have a Twitter now. You can find us at and Never Eat Pears. There'll be a link in the show notes, so just follow that.
Yeah, boy.
But until the next time, we are heading into time and space.
Moisturize me, moisturize me.
Earth will be sucked